Are these bowling records unbeatable? The old saying is that records are made to be broken, but I think I found some more PBA records that will not be equaled or indeed broken. All of these records are extremely impressive and I just can't see how they will ever be broken. These have all come from the PBA website. Now they are dated from 2020 as the last update, but I'm almost sure that these records I found are still all unbeaten. I've done a couple of other parts to this video series, so make sure to give those a watch too. I've picked out 4 more PBA records for us to look at in this video. And don't forget to let me know in the comment section below any records that you think will remain unbeaten. And we're going to start with number 1. Francois Lavoie becoming the first bowler to shoot a televised 300 game at the US Open.
Number 9. Down they go. Gotta hurry. 10th. Yes. It did hurry, Marshall. For 11. 11 straight. What do you say? Merci bien.
For a piece of history, young man.
$10,000 bonus. You better believe it, he did it. A perfect 300 game.
The US Open is by far the biggest challenge on the Pro Tour. It's designed to really put the pros to the test, and it always uses the hardest patterns. Therefore, the scoring pace is normally fairly modest, particularly when it comes to the telecasts. It can be a real grind and the scores reflect that, so it's not surprising that there's never been a 300 game bowled on a US Open telecast. That was until Francois Lavoie bowled one in the 2016 US Open. That was in the semi-final and then he would go on to win the title. This was just the 6th televised perfect game in a major tournament and the first ever in a US Open. I don't believe that another 300 has been bowled on a major telecast since. Now, Lavoie is also just one of 4 players to bowl 2 televised 300 games in 2 separate title events. I really can't see this one being beaten, well, equaled I should say, because of how tough the US Open patterns are. It shows you how difficult it is to bowl one in a major, given that it's only happened 6 times on a major telecast. Unless the US Open patterns get quite a lot easier, I think this record will stand. Number 2. The most consecutive seasons with at least 1 TV appearance.
Right. Yeah, just a few. WRWJ with a strike of his own in the 5th here and later today. Oof. And a pretty darn good one.
Carry, baby. That's it. And get up, bitch.
Yeah! Strike in the 8th. WRWJ.
Yeah.
Colorado. There's Walter Ray in the 9th. Up 3.
That's it, baby. Come on, one more.
Just 1 title so far this year.
Yeah, big. That's it. Come on, one more.
Yeah, big shot right
One
there
more.
from one of the greatest ever.
That's it. Yes.
Walter Ray.
Walter Ray Williams Jr. was just a different animal. His longevity was unprecedented and he was still winning majors and Player of the Year awards at age 50. He's also won at least 1 title for 17 consecutive seasons, a record that I don't think will be beaten either, but the record for most consecutive seasons with at least 1 TV appearance is one that I can't see being matched or surpassed. 26 seasons he went in a row of making a TV appearance, and that is just unbelievable when you consider the amount of things that could go wrong for a player, such as injuries or just a bad slump. It's mind-blowing that he was able to maintain that level of consistency for so long. I don't think we'll see anything like that again. Number 3. The most consecutive games with the same score. This is a quirky record held by Stan Kodish, who bowled the same score for 8 games in a row. That score was 202. Unfortunately, I couldn't seem to find any footage of Stan bowling, so we're watching a telecast from the year this record was set instead. Now, I'm not sure if this was all in one block or over multiple days/blocks, but even so, it's a very strange record. Even getting 3 games in a row of the same score is very unlikely, but the odds of doing it for 8 games must be astronomically low. Unless you're actually trying to do this, then the odds of it happening again for more than 8 games are just too low in my opinion. This record was set on March the 9th, 1988, and it's actually in the Guinness World Records. Before that, it was held by Bob Barker, who'd bowled the score of 157 on 7 consecutive games. Number 4, the highest single pin conversion percentage in a season. Back to Walter Ray Williams Jr. now, who was known as Deadeye for his incredible spare shooting ability and overall accuracy. I think he is probably the single best single pin spare shooter we've seen on tour, and that is evidenced by the fact that he holds this record, and it's the record for the highest single pin conversion percentage in a season. And Walter set the record when he had a 100% record. That's right, he didn't miss a single pin for an entire season. He made all of the 475 single pins he left in the 05-06 season. Obviously, this record can't be beaten because you can't do better than 100%. However, it could be beaten in the sense that somebody could make, say, 476 out of 476. So the percentage wouldn't be higher, but the amount of single pins not missed could be higher. But to be honest, I just don't think that will ever happen. I don't think this record, if we're talking about percentage, I don't think it'll ever be equaled. I can't see anybody else having a 100% single pin record in a season. I think Walter must have been replaced by a robot during that season, because I just don't know how you can not miss a single pin during an entire season. And we're not just talking about league here, we're talking about an environment with the best of the best, week in, week out, and he was able to stay perfect on single pins. I think it's the most impressive record on this list, and he also holds a record highest season spare percentage of 88.16%, which was 655 out of 743 in the 04-05 season. And so that brings us to an end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed this one. And as I mentioned earlier, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of my list and if there's any other unbeatable records out there. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. Well, that's going to do it from me for today. And as always, thank you, bowling fans, and see you all next time.